My name is Sterling, and I am on location. Fishing has been a great outdoor adventure, and we are into some fantastic country. I joined Noah's Wilderness Adventures out of Phoenix, Oregon, for 4 days of salmon fishing on the Wild and Scenic Lower Rogue River. The rogue flows over 200 miles and starts near Crater Lake National Park. It then cascades to the Pacific Ocean. This river is known for its quality fishing and is part of the original 8 rivers in the 1968 Wild and Scenic Rivers Act. Morning, Hugh. I'm Sterling.
Morning, Sterling.
Nice to meet you, Hugh.
Nice to meet you as well.
So what are we going to be doing on Noah's Wilderness Adventures the next 4 days?
Well, 4 days, 3 nights. We're going to cover 60 miles of the Wild and Scenic Section of the Rogue River Canyon. It's a federally protected section of river. One of the original 8, designated back in 1968.
Oh, fantastic.
This is the 50th year of the Wild and Scenic Act. So it's a very special trip that I know you're going to enjoy very much. We're salmon and steelhead fishing. Several different techniques that we'll use each day. So we're gonna salmon fish with some quick fish. We'll throw some lures for some steelhead. We'll pull some plugs, and we might even twitch a fly for some of those steelhead as well. James Thompson is our trip leader. He's been with my family for a lot of years, 22 years now, I believe. James, 21 years. So he's a professional, and he'll take really good care of you guys.
The terrain getting here is just beautiful.
The only way you get to where we're going today is by boat or by trail.
Well, that's fantastic. I'm really looking forward to this trip.
You're in good hands. Go have a great time.
You ready, James?
Awesome.
All right,
Totally ready.
Woo!
For this adventure, we joined 8 other guests and 5 guides with their boats. We added a large solo raft as our +1. Fishing is strong in my family, and our guide James set us up so we could stay on target.
So we're gonna fish some quick fish for salmon, Chinook salmon, which is the king. So level line reel, always have your thumb there when you push in the button, okay? And then once we get it out there, we're gonna be holding the boat in the current and letting the current make that plug wiggle. And we'll go down a certain number of passes. Now just put the mid part there and put the butt of the rod right here on the armrest. Yep. And then just sit back and relax.
Tasty, tasty bait. Got some quick fish for you. Fish on down there. First fish of the day with our group.
Looks like a good fish.
Man, look at all those boats, like vultures coming in. Get it, buddy.
If you're not catching, the next best thing is to watch somebody else catch one. Yeah! There we go.
Yeah, lift with your legs.
Day 1 of salmon fishing on the Rogue River with Noah's Wilderness Adventures was off to a great start. Several boats had already caught large salmon. I had yet to hook my own, but James and I remained confident we would reel soon.
Going for a little ride. I'm thinking good vibes. Good fish vibes. Delicious fishy snacks.
Fish were biting, other boats were catching, but our boat remained fishless.
Nice looking fish. Nice fish, Mike. Yeah, in the net for the finish. Ow.
Good job, Mike.
Ow.
Any catching would have to wait as we entered some Class 3 rapids.
James, I got wet.
Yeah, you're gonna get wetter.
Oh no. Coming in hot. Well done, gentlemen.
Just around the bend was our lunch stop for day 1. There we caught up with Dove Miller, our +1 solo raft guide. I helped with seating before washing my hands and joining the guys for what looked like a great spread of snacks. It was an opportunity to see what the other boats had really been doing, catch some stories, and meet the other fishermen. A tradition with our guides, the morning catch was cleaned, cooked, and served for today's main course. Guide Austin Warren, nicknamed McConaughey for some reason, prepared an attractive Chinook salmon for the grill. He harvested the roe to be used later as bait. The guides also used this stop to prepare gear, baiting hooks, cleaning boats, and cooling off. We soon launched into an afternoon of whitewater and fishing. Low water levels forced us to get out of the boats, while the guides roped the boats around a dangerous rapid.
The guides are going out to line the boats down the channel. It's too rough for us. So you can see them lining over there. They got their bow line tied off and they're just letting the boat drift a little bit and pushing it around the rocks so they don't bang it up too much without anyone in it because they don't need the extra weight. That's a quick day to get wet right there.
The guides did a great job roping the empty boats through a narrow river channel without damaging the boats or themselves. We were back to fishing.
Preparing to launch, preparing to catch, preparing to land. Our boat's the best boat.
Chinook salmon on the Rogue River average 30 pounds. Their salmon run lasts August through November, which makes it the only time to catch them. Nothing makes a fish bigger than almost being caught. Our first fish was not going to make it into any record book.
He's a little baby Chinook going out to the ocean. And he's a springer, which means he probably came from the hatchery. His fin's probably gone. See, there's no little adipose, which means he is a springer. He came from the hatchery. So they come out, they go to the ocean when they're this long, and in 3 years, they could be 35 pounds. So that's how fast they grow. Incredible. See you, buddy.
Fishing. Even a little bit of catching. Little catching. On location on the Rogue River, Oregon.
We used plugs and bait all day. But my fishing skills were just not good enough to bring in a good salmon on the first day. I didn't mind. The surrounding countryside more than made up for my complete lack of fish.
About 8 miles into our 64-mile trip, there's no more roads, there's no more power lines, just open country, trees, and river. Man, these boats are mellow. It's just like a little go-kart going down the track. Even though these are pretty good swells, they're 3 and 4 feet. We're hardly getting wet. We're just kind of going for a little Sunday drive.
Famous last words.
Upper Black Bar, going in hot. Whee! I'm a little wet.
Still a little damp, I made my way to the first night's accommodations, also known as Cabin C of Black Bar Lodge. Day 2 started early, a little chilly, and full of promise.
Started day 2, phase 3 of Rogue River fishing.
Day 2, we have a strong fishing focus in the morning. And then we're going to boat our way down to a place called Long Gulch, have a nice lunch. We're going to do a fish fry today, hopefully, and we already have fish in the box, so we're doing burrito day, so we have fish fry with that, and really nice lunch. And then we're going to boat our way down to a place called Mule Creek where we stop, group up, make sure we're all together, and we get ready to run the big gorge in the afternoon. So it's a full day of fishing and whitewater at the end.
So a nice big day of fishing in the morning, then we're going to transition to some nice whitewater and bounce
whitewater
along.
Coming into paradise tonight.
That sounds like a good time. So we're still using lures today, right?
We're using lures mostly, and we're gonna also twitch some flies today.
All right.
With a fly rod, and hopefully get some steelhead, and some of the half pounders really like to bite these flies. So we didn't do that yesterday.
No.
So.
And this is
then
the
we're
flick
gonna
on top, right?
We're not gonna cast it much, but we're gonna use the fly rods
Toss
to
it
fish.
out. All right.
And then we're gonna definitely run the steelhead plugs as well, and the spinners. So spinners, plugs, and flies, basically all lures.
Oh my! Spinners, plugs, and flies. Oh my!
Yeah.
We're about to go through a little rapid. It's a baby rapid. Probably doesn't have a name. It might have a name. Does it have a name?
Bend.
Horseshoe. Oh, we're gonna go through Horseshoe Bend, little rapid, before we get to some fishing. Woo! Well, it's a little early to get that much cold water in your lap, but whatever. Maybe I should have used the tarp. Only one leg. One leg's dry. There's a nice whirlpool.
Day 2 started on the wild and scenic Lower Rogue River, and it was much more than I expected. The forests rushing up the steep slopes were just fantastic, but the fish refused to cooperate. We had to do something to change that.
Sending it out, boss. Good vibes. I'm not gonna know what to do when we actually do get a bite. Hey, can you show me what a fish looks like? I don't remember. Okay, that's what we're looking for. All right. Sunny, it's warming up, which is good. It's pretty good. This is Kelsey Canyon. It'd be a pretty hard mining claim. That's pretty thick rock. It's like a game of chutes and ladders, but with more water and no board. Little splash, no big deal. Need a shower anyway.
There we go, by golly. Yeah, half-pound steelhead. Woo! There we go. Juvenile steelhead. There we go.
Smooth.
Little quarter pounder. All right, little buddy. Awesome. High five. We worked for it.
Now to catch some big fish. Some eaters. So we caught a fish, but it was a native, so it wasn't hatchery bred, so we have to let it go. And we wanted to let it go. It's young, it has a full life ahead of it. It needs to go meet some other fish and go back out to sea and have a good time. Switching it up, going for some big coho now. Catch a fish. Because I'm getting lots of little tugs and I don't want to miss a fish. This might be a little happy. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That was a little bigger than the other one.
Yeah.
Good one. You see that guy? There you go. Drop the rod. I don't mean drop it.
Yeah.
relax the tension. Perfect. Spinner fell out. He's not hooked bad, so we're gonna let it go. That one's a little bigger than the other one. Oh, he's got that other fin clipped off. And that one's clipped. That might be a Klamath River fish because that pectoral fin's off. All right, see you, buddy. Fisheries mark them differently.
We were getting real now, each one getting a little bigger than the last.
Eat it right now.
Chomp chomp.
3 half-pounders. We'll take them every single time. Maybe we can find a lunch fish here. That looks a good size. Drop that rod. Loosen it up. Beautiful. There we go. 3 little juvenile steelhead.
Good luck, buddy.
Now we're looking for the big one.
We're letting that one go so he lives a long, prosperous life.
See you, buddy. Okay, 3. Hey, we're on a roll now. So let's do it again. Give it a good toss up there. Fire! Fishing machine. Sterling.
Working on it. We're warming up. And half-pound is still a good-sized fish.
Oh yeah, we got another half-pounder there. I don't know, when did he bite it?
On the way in?
Yep. All right, steady as she goes.
Huh. I think that's the best one so far.
There we go. Very nice. Number 4. He's a native. He's not hooked bad, so.
Good luck, buddy.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yep.
Okay.
Off he goes. He was having a good time.
Getting a little more catching going on here.
That's makes fishing better. Catching. In position, boss. Fish catching steelhead action. Plugs out there doing its thing. Dancing jig. It's gotta be where the fish are. Day 2 started salmon fishing on the wild and scenic Lower Rogue River, and it was just fantastic, but I had yet to hook my own large salmon. It's gotta be where the fish are. We had to do something to change that.
That's good fish. Good fish. Real. Oh, he's there. Nice. Pike minnow.
This invasive fish is gonna have a horrible accident.
Hi, geese. Oh no. Oh, I didn't make it. He escaped.
Before I knew it, the time had come to stop for lunch at a popular watering hole known as Long Gulch. Cookies, snacks. This is why you go on guided tours. These don't seem much bigger than the ones we threw back. So he's filleting the bones out of the fish, so it's ready to eat.
We're chunking it up. We're doing fish fry today. Tomorrow we do barbecue.
Snacks. What are we doing, guys?
Got Tebow's fried fish going on here.
Tebow's fried fish. Ding dang dong. We're gonna make some salmon burritos. Is that the plan? You guys do this every second day?
Every second day, yeah.
That sounds pretty rough. I mean, Hugh mentioned it, but I thought he was just kidding. Yeah, this should be pretty good. Well, as long as Tebow can cook.
Oh yeah.
He's got that part down.
Oh yeah. Dialed.
So we just caught this, didn't we?
Yeah. A couple hours ago.
We can't get fish much fresher than this. This is 2 hours old, caught this morning, maybe yesterday, some of it. Filleted right over there.
Yep.
Tebow's got the skills. What kind of salmon is this?
Chinook salmon.
Chinook salmon and steelhead.
All right. A steelhead's like a trout, right?
It's an ocean-going trout.
Oh, it's a tough trout.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna trust them on this lunch and give it a shot. I mean, they look fairly healthy. They're not wasting away.
That's how we survive.
So let's give it a shot. Let's try it. The fried fish hit the spot and was the fuel I needed to get out on the water for what I hoped would be an afternoon of catching. Get it. Day 2, stage 4,
About to hit some bigger white water than we hit so far, so we're locking down the boats, getting a little ready. Some people are getting serious and pre-dousing themselves. Some people are just kind of taking it easy. We'll see how it plays out.
So far we've been really on the east side of the coastal mountain range, and the average grading of the river, how much the river's dropping, how steep the hill is, of the whole run is about only 12 to 15 feet per mile. As we come into Mule Creek Canyon, which is a basalt gorge, the whole canyon is going to squeeze in and get much different looking very quickly. And from the top of Mule Creek Canyon, what's called Jaws, to the bottom of Devil's Stare Rapid, the river drops about 30 feet per mile. So the gradient doubles, and there's a lot of big whitewater as a result.
All right, let's batten the hatches. All right. The river. Donuts. This is pretty epic right through here. I think that Lord of the Rings, Gondor, we'd have a couple statues here, we'd be okay. Yeah, Mule Peak is just peeking over the creek of the canyon. Little bump. Pretty hectic now. Definitely the biggest water we've had. And that is why you go with guides. Hi, dog. This is a swell place you have here. So we're still in the Narrows in this basalt canyon, waiting for the other boats to catch up. James, how'd we do?
Pretty good. I bumped around in the pot a lot, which we don't like. We like to have what we call no touchy, no turny.
Yeah, no touchy, no.
So I didn't really turn much. We turned in the Narrows, but I didn't hit anything.
And no means no.
Overall, it was fine. We always say, in these boats in particular, with the drift boats, on this particular river, we say upright's all right.
All right.
Bumping around's fine. As long as you're upright, everything's good.
Pretty good.
After a full morning of catching fish, eating snacks, and experiencing the coffee pot rapids, the group and I were headed downriver to an even more volatile section of water known as Blossom Bar.
At this point, catching fish is secondary.
This area is dangerous enough that we had to disembark so that our guide James could navigate through the churning waters without having to worry about passengers. To make matters more difficult, a raft that had recently capsized was wedged between some rocks and created an additional hazard that many were finding it challenging to navigate. Fortunately, I was traveling with some experienced pros.
Nothing crazy. That was the biggest stuff. So out of tradition, they pull over here, Champagne Beach, do a toast, celebrate success. Probably the last real whitewater we're gonna have on this trip. We're gonna get some fishing in now.
Except that wasn't entirely accurate. The sun was starting to set, and our evening's accommodations at Paradise Lodge were just around the corner. Paradise Lodge is a historic location located along the National Rogue River Trail and only accessible by raft, jet boat, helicopter, or on foot. Supplies are delivered weekly from downstream, and mail comes daily from one of the few remaining mail boats in the nation via a 104-mile round trip that starts and ends at the Pacific Ocean. Finally, I reached the top and was all too ready to head to my room for a nap before dinner.
That'll do.
Day 3 began with another beautiful view. Before getting back on the water, I chatted with Lodge Manager Bill to learn a bit more about the history of the property.
We heard that if you weren't here before 1968, you don't get to be here. It's part of the wilderness section.
It is, yeah. Yeah, so no new buildings, no expanding footprint. Kind of has to stay the same. The property was homesteaded in the early 1900s. The lodge itself was built in '59, before the Wild Scenic Section.
So this must have been a pretty big place back before the 50s, because the place we stayed in, that's a nice building over there. The garden?
Yeah, correct, yeah. So that was originally a building, and there was a fire in 2005.
So the only access point is the river. You can't come in by road.
Correct.
Wow.
Yep, all of our supplies and everything come up on jet boats. All this decking and everything that you see here came up on jet boats, 74,000 linear feet of 2x6.
All right.
So it does, have its challenges.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like wondering about that as a barge or something, but a jet boat.
It
That
is a
sounds
jet
exciting
boat.
too.
Yep, 26-footer.
26-foot jet boat brings our supplies.
Yep.
That's how it is here in the river.
There are commercial passenger boats that do come up here. There's Jerry's Rogue Jet and mail boats that do bring up guests that stay overnight to us. So if you can't do the rafting, you can't do the hiking to us, that is an option.
I guess. I mean,
Right.
well, it's a jet boat, so it'll probably still be pretty exciting. But the rafting, you're missing out some beautiful country.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks so much for
Yeah,
talking
absolutely.
with me.
My
Have a
pleasure.
great day.
Thanks for staying with us.
Let's go back to work.
All right.
I made it down to the dock just in time to join the guys. As we left Paradise Lodge, our guide was switched to Mike Hale.
How long you been a river guide?
My first commercial trip for NOAA was in 1983.
With his guidance, we were going to learn drift fly fishing on the Rogue River.
Starting some fly fishing, we're gonna do the Rogue River Twitch. Just leading some line out, letting this current take it.
People ask me all the time, don't you ever get to fish? And I am fishing.
You're just using me as the
you're
rod.
a rod holder.
Saves time. I don't got those cramps in my fingers from having to pull all the time and spin. And I just get to do the fun part. Sit back, enjoy my chair, drink my coffee, maybe row. What are we primarily looking for here with this?
We're primarily looking for half pounders and hopefully an adult. The half pounders come up early and return to sea. Salmon, we have fish that come up early, but they don't get to go back, they die.
No, it's not because of us. They're going to die anyway.
They're going to die anyway.
So this is fly fishing, but specifically this is like a drift fly fish instead of like flicking it across the tops. What are some of the other equipment we use?
We've got a pretty wide array of spinners that work for these fish, and we plug fish for them.
A spinner is like a smaller thing with a little spiral that spins around like a little propeller.
It is.
And then the plug's more like a body, and it gets under the water and kind of wobbles. So that's more of a spinner. Right now I'm doing the Rogue River Twitch, trying to attract a small half-pound steelhead to strike the end of my lines, about 40 feet out there. And I just twitch it every now and then, so it has more of a natural behavior. It's not like a takeaway in a sales meeting. If you're in a sales meeting trying to sell something, and the client isn't interested, take it away. Same thing works on fish. Start taking it away, a fish gets excited, it's gonna miss a meal, and it might bite, or buy. Depends how you take it.
According to the Outdoor Industry Association, fly fishing is recently growing in popularity. The Pacific Northwest has the second highest percentage of participants, just behind Florida. It was a beautiful morning, and the red hue was a lovely but unfortunate side effect of the nearby Taylor Creek fire. It didn't take me long to hook my first fish.
Come on.
Good job, Sterling. That's a lunch fish. The adipose fin has been clipped, and that makes it a hatchery fish, and it's a bleeder, so
He's not gonna make it.
he's not going to make it, so look at that.
Sorry, buddy. I'm a contributing member of society. I'm good with, typical. Typical's fine. I don't need no trophy fish.
The record-breaking Chinook salmon, hooked on the Rogue River in 2002, weighed in at 71.5 pounds. That trophy salmon was caught using the same method of fly fishing we were using today, so my expectations might not have been too realistic.
Well, it looks like they're catching over there. Concentrate. Let's copy the neighbors. Works for them, works for us.
Copying success is okay. Going with a guide that has 6 poles ready to go, whatever you need at all times, it's a good plan. All right, back to plugs. Plug swimming away. A little flamingo, 2-eyed flamingo this time, watching for fish on either side, ready to strike.
You got a fish, all right?
Yeah. That's a good size one. So we let that one go because we have enough. We're not limited out, but we just got enough for lunch. We don't need to keep catching them. Well, we need to keep catching them, but let them go. Plugs out there dancing away. And sometimes you might think that there's a little fish out there, but you'll get used to the feel of a fish versus current versus bottom versus weeds, and the guides will help you get really acquainted with that quickly. Moving on.
We took our time trying to land the big one in Huggins Canyon, which is rumored to be 200 feet deep. It was an epic location to fish. Sadly, we did not get so much as a nibble. Our fellow adventurers, with yesterday's guide James, landed an impressive female Chinook salmon. She still had important work to do, so they let her go to finish it.
30 inches. 30 incher. I think we should let her go. One more. Noah's Wilderness Adventures. Yeah, she's getting ready to spawn. Nice.
Go make some more for us. We'll be back in 3 years.
Beautiful girl. We're gonna let you go.
I was happy to see her triumphant return to the river.
Hi, geese. Canadian geese. There's a fish right over there finning us off. I saw you over there. You look little though. Man, who wrapped this one? Oh, that'd probably be me. Go right into that pocket, right over everybody. Trying to get some ears. Feels looser. See him right there?
With lunch approaching, I was hoping to get one last morning catch, but with rapids on the horizon, I was racing against the clock.
Pretty close to a class 3. Getting set up for one more cast. Right into that pocket right over there.
Last year, the population of Rogue River Chinook in the ocean was estimated at just under 500,000 fish, only 20% less than the mighty Columbia River. This is due largely to the removal of 8 dams over 10 years, restoring 157 miles of free-flowing river. A great effort, but for the moment, not helping my luck.
No sail. I'm ready to get wet. Bring it on. You ready, boss? We're going that way. Front of the boat that way. It feels weird, but it's how they do it here. It's kind of like a kiddie ride at the amusement park. Bumpy, bumpy, bump, and not even wet. Time to go for a ride down a little class 3. It's like I've been dressing myself for years. Ready, boss.
Think light thoughts flow over, not through. There's some hooligans behind us coming down.
Day 3 on the Rogue River with Noah's Wilderness Adventures had already yielded great views, lunch fish, whitewater, and a scattering of wildlife. I was just thinking about snacks when we arrived at today's lunch location.
Day 3 lunch, having some alder smoked fish we caught this morning, pretty fresh. And by we, I mean me. Well, I didn't catch 6, I only caught 2, so clearly somebody else helped out.
Yep. Yeah, the whole gang contributed.
Good job.
These are all half-pound steelhead. We put a little lemon pepper, some salt.
Is this a tradition you guys do every 3rd day?
Every day 3 we barbecue, yep. The fish fry on day 2, barbecue on day 3.
All right.
This is one of the long-time traditional ways on the Rogue River that people prepare the fish, is with the alder smoked barbecue. So
I'm having a fantastic time. I don't care if I catch any more fish, even seeing the views.
People need to come down here and see the canyon.
Well, this should help with that.
The fishing's the bonus.
Yeah, like just coming down on the boat ride is a good time.
Yeah.
And I get to catch fish, and I get to eat them.
After lunch, I met up with the operations manager, Dove, who was already waiting for me at a nearby waterfall.
Hi, Dove.
Hi.
Thanks for talking with us for lunch.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So you seem to have a different kind of boat than everybody else. What's going on with that?
It's rubber, and it carries all the gear.
All right. You've been doing this a little while?
14 years.
14 years? You're not old enough to do this 14 years.
I'm older than I act.
Okay, all right.
The Rogue is truly a special river. I mean, we have bears and osprey and sturgeon, and we've got bald eagles, and the wildlife is incredible. The community here is incredible. The group I get to work with is highly trained, incredibly skilled, and a team that I can rely on.
All right.
Ready to go? Afternoon, day 3. We're gonna go conquer some fish, teach them some manners. They have pretty good manners already. Heading out after lunch.
Way high.
Not quite far enough, but that's okay for now. Go ahead and reset.
Well, I tried to throw shorter, and it was.
Yeah.
Concentrating so I don't miss the gentle, urging nudges of a large steelhead, small salmon, maybe even a large salmon. I'm not picky.
As we rode down the Rogue River towards the Pacific Ocean, we got close to the still burning Taylor Creek fire. This fire was creating a smoke haze over everything. It started after a lightning strike and burned just over 50,000 acres. It burned for 3 months before firefighters were able to fully contain it.
These fish are just stealing my bait, not bothering to bite the whole thing.
Closer. There we go. Thank you.
I'm also trying not to swing it into Mike's eye. That seems like a nice thing to do. I'd rather be catching fish than just feeding fish. I'm gonna go with these fish are too little to get their mouth around the hook, so when I try to set it, it just pulls it away. They're just snack packing on the eggs. 'Cause snacks.
With the fish not cooperating and it being closer to evening than afternoon, we arrived at our 3rd and final overnight location.
We are in the heart of Agnes at Lucas Lodge. We're gonna be in the Vernon cabin, number 6. Wow. This place is a whole house. Sweet.
The next morning, I met up with Lucas Lodge proprietor Jennifer Northup.
I had a fantastic night at Lucas Lodge last night, Jennifer. Tell me a little bit more about this place.
Well, I'm the 6th generation of this lodge. My great-great-great-grandmother homesteaded and built this place. It was established in 1903, so it took 16 years to build. And it was a trading post until about 1903. I mean, still, it was a store for a long time. But then a miner came in and said, I need a bed to stay in. And she's like, sure, come on in. And it became a lodge. And that's what we've been doing ever since.
Well, fantastic. What food do you make in your kitchen that is sourced here?
Almost everything, all of our fruits and vegetables. So for the most part, figs, apples, pears, peaches, corn, tomatoes, beans, melons. I mean, I could go on forever. So it's about 15 acres devoted to the garden.
It's fantastic. We really enjoyed it. Well, they're probably waiting for us down at the boats, and we should probably go catch some fish.
You bet, yes.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome, my pleasure.
Have a nice day.
Have a good day. It's good to have you.
Day 4.
Day 4. Last day.
Awesome. Beautiful morning.
Yeah. A little overcast.
Yeah, and smoke. We got the smoke from the fire.
Yeah.
I was back with James today, and despite the fire's oppressive atmosphere, I was determined to liberate several fish from the river.
There you go. All right. New egg rate.
A new buffet.
Meanwhile, my fellow adventurers got some early luck.
Nice fish. Nice fish. Excellent, gentlemen. Ow! All right. Woo!
It dawned on me pretty early that today I was meant to feed the eagles.
Little fish. Half pounder. Wallfish. Pike minnow.
Hey, eagle bait.
Egg robber. There's the eagle.
I do like feeding eagles.
Well, just eagle bait at this point, nothing big. But invasive species need to go.
See you later, buddy. There you go, buddy.
We'll be back.
You miss?
Yeah.
Here it comes.
Here's your breakfast, buddy. Huh. It's a pretty epic location. We've caught some squawfish that are invasive species, fed them to eagles, seen osprey, seen some mink. It's a pretty epic place. This is my favorite location that we've been. It's just beautiful here. It's very picturesque and unique. Nice spin, huh? It's like we're doing donuts in the river.